Welcome to We Wine Whenever. Grab your glass and join three Jersey Shore housewives, Wendy, Kelly, and Lori, as they dive into everything from Bravo drama to life's everyday chaos. It's unfiltered, it's hilarious, and it's the real talk you've been waiting for, from relationship to pop culture. We drink wine whenever, and we hope you do too. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a 5-star review. Cheers! Hi, welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelly.
We are talking about Real Housewives of Orange County, Season 19, Episode number 5, The Big Uneasy. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
We start out with Gina's housewarming party day. It's the day of. And at this point, let's see, all the ladies are there except Tamra, Shannon, and Heather in the beginning of the party. So Gina asks Jenn if Jenn met with Tamra, and she did. And it started with, I'm obsessed with her, single white female. Gina said that Heather told me that Tamra pulled up this former fatty photo of Jenn. Now, it's Gina that's calling it the fatty photo.
It is Gina calling it that.
It's Gina that's calling it the fatty photo, right?
Yes.
So then Heather shows up and she's telling them about her quick visit to Paris to visit Max. And then Tamra shows up and they're all sitting on the couch. And then Gretchen, it's so awkward. They're all sitting there just like, it's so awkward. Gretchen asks Gina, like, what's your favorite part of the house? And she's like, it's really nice to have a pantry. That's like a dream come true. I'm like, a pantry? And I did like my drawers. And Heather's like, do you say drawers? She's like, yeah. She's like, not drawers? And she's like, no, drawers, like your panties. I was like, so funny with Gina.
Drawer. That's what I say, drawer. I don't say drawer.
Kitchen drawer. You say kitchen drawers?
Drawer.
You say drawer?
I do.
Okay, it's an East Coast thing then.
It must be, yeah. Okay.
Kitchen drawer.
I never thought about it.
It's drawer. Kitchen drawer. It's, well, I don't know, drawer or drawer.
Drawer.
That's it,
All
drawer.
right.
Whatever. It is what it is, right?
I know.
And then Shannon's the last to show up with her 9 lemon soaps in a bowl. Which
that was cute.
It was cute.
Yeah.
So then there's food there. Tamra has her chef there. And it turns out like they kind of split up. Some ladies are inside eating once they get their food and some ladies are outside. And the ladies are telling Tamra that she needs to eat. She's like, she's trying, but, you know, her stomach is in knots because of what's going on with Teddi. Teddi just came home at this point. She still has 4 tumors in her brain and 2 in her lungs, which is serious. I get that. I mean, she is
serious.
Going through it there, right?
Yeah.
And then she goes on to say that, you know, when they were in New Orleans 3 weeks ago for the Super Bowl, Teddi fell down the stairs. So again, like we're seeing that these brain tumors had been really affecting her. And she just, for whatever reason, wasn't going to get it checked out.
I mean, think about how your body feels on a day-to-day basis. Like I could feel aches and pains and jolts and cramps and I mean, all day long and not even think about it. And honestly, my mother they called it a hemangioma. She did have a tumor behind her eye that was pushing it out. It was benign, thank God.
Mm-hmm.
But they said by the time they took it out, it was the size of a tennis ball. And it had probably been there for over 10 years. So I'm thinking about
my God, 10
Teddi.
years.
Like, how long did she have these and how big are they? But couldn't have been long, right?
Because she had been getting all those scans. No, it couldn't have been long because of the cancer. She had already been getting like all these, like she'd already been, you know, being tested. They grew very quickly.
Yeah.
But she did say that she had really bad headaches for a long time, right?
And just thought they were like migraines.
And yeah, just thought, right?
Yeah.
So the ladies are split up. Some are outside. So Shannon, Heather, Emily, and Jenn are all outside. And they're talking about the photo of Jenn that Tamra showed her. Jenn said, why was the photo being shown to me? Like she's, you know, Heather said she was showing it because she was saying how you look so different. She said she looks cute. Jenn said, so she showed it to be kind? And Heather's like, no, it was more like you want to be her. Meaning like.
Here's my thing with this picture. First of all, Heather, stop defending Tamra because you know what she was doing and she's disgusting. Emily, shame on you. Shame on you for not having such a reaction to this after you made your entire storyline one season based on Heather fat shaming you because she told you to bring your own jeans to her fake fashion show. And she put you in the same dress as somebody else who was skinny. Shame on Emily in this scene for not being like, she did what with what picture?
Right.
Right? Total hypocrite.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, and then Heather goes on to say, meaning like you came to the gym, you wanted to do fitness. If you spell it out from another person's point of view, it's, it's not my fight you were about to say from her perspective. And Heather's like, well, there are two sides to everything. Like Jen called her out on it. Jen says, Heather, you're being bamboozled.
Mm-hmm.
Really? And it's not that Heather's being bamboozled because Heather's not stupid.
Right. Heather
Heather's
knows exactly what's going on.
Heather's playing into it. Heather's playing into it.
Yes.
Unlike, honestly, what happened with the fashion show, I think that there was no malicious intent there. And I don't think that, she ever considered that when she asked Emily to bring her own jeans. I don't think that was ever.
Totally agree with you. And I didn't then either. And I do not like Heather Dubrow. I am not a fan at all.
Right. No, I
But
don't
I
think.
don't think she did any of that maliciously. Her line probably doesn't make size 12 jeans. And
Right.
at the time, Emily was a size 12. A
Right.
lot of places don't.
That's weird.
It is weird. It is weird because in other countries, 12s are like average. But
Right.
here it's like plus size, which is ridiculous. But, and then the dress thing, like, well, you would want to show a dress on somebody very thin and somebody full figured to show that it's a complimentary dress no matter what size you are.
Right. Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
the bottom line was it was a fake fashion show. There's no
Right.
fashion line. There's nothing. It was a story for Heather to, it was fake. But that whole season going into even the reunion, this
Yeah.
was Emily's big beef.
Yeah, it was. So they do actually play the clip back that when Tamra showed her it. And the exact words were Tamra said she was heavy and she looks totally different. And Heather said good for her. So the word fat, like that's a Gina word. Like that didn't come from anybody.
No, but I mean, even just
Heavy,
Tamra saying she was heavy.
She was heavy, but she wasn't. If you look at the picture, she was not heavy.
It was not heavy.
So inside the ladies are Tamra, Gina, Gretchen, and Katie. And Tamra says, why do I feel like they're just out there talking shit about me? And Katie asked Tamra, like, what happened with Jen? She said it went south quick. And then Gretchen jumps in. She's like, didn't you call her a single white female? Tamra said, yeah, because she asked me, because you were obsessed with her. And now looking back at it, if you're reaching out to people that don't like me to build relationships with, Gretchen's like, well, who? Tamra said, you. I was like, oh God, this isn't going well. Gretchen said, you literally went out and said Ryan was raided by the FBI. And Tamara's like, but I apologize for that. She's like, and I learned my lesson. She's like, no, you didn't, because then you did it again to Ryan. You did it again. So Tamara said, you've repeatedly gone after me for the last 12 years. Gretchen said, you're delusional, and I'm going to excuse myself. And she went outside. And I think, Gretchen was not going after her for the last 12 years.
She wasn't.
Where was she going after her? I hadn't heard anything from Gretchen.
I have followed Gretchen on my personal account for years.
Right.
I've never seen her post about Tamra. The only thing she did was comment on that Facebook post.
Right.
And who asks her to apologize for it?
Everybody. Everyone's asking her to apologize for it.
Get the F out of here. No way. She owes Tamra no apology. Tamra has dragged Slade's name through the mud. That's what's been going on the past 12 years.
Yeah, Emily says, did you apologize for the Facebook comment?
Yeah,
Gretchen's
it was
like,
Emily.
no. Yeah, and then Shannon said, that's one thing out of 10,000.
Right. Shannon stuck up for her.
Yep, and Emily said, just apologize for it. And Gretchen said, I won't stoop to her level. She goes, I want to stoop to her level. Meaning that, you know what? No.
Why should I have to be the bigger person?
Right. I'm going to stoop to her level. Screw it.
Mm-hmm.
So then Gina gives each of the ladies a box and tells them to go outside. And she goes up to the balcony and she lets them know that, she's planning this trip to New Orleans and she's throwing, beads at them. And they open up their boxes and there's masks in there. And Tamra goes inside immediately because as soon as she realizes, that's the last place she was with Teddi, And
Listen, I'm not defending Tamra in any way, but I do feel like that would be a trigger. Like, I wonder why Gina chose New Orleans.
well, I mean, I'm sure it was decided well before Teddi had the tumor,
Okay, you're right, you're right, you're right,
right? Like,
because it was
this
only
was
3 weeks. Yeah, you're right, yeah.
yeah, this is
Because
episode
I was thinking, like,
5.
that would be a trigger.
Right, this is episode 5. I'm sure she had no idea, and we just found it out then.
Right.
Like, I'm sure why would she know that that's where you know what I'm saying? And it
Yeah,
was a production thing, and production is the one who
for
decided
sure,
they were going to New
for
Orleans.
sure.
So then we see Sophia and Tamara talking about her Spotify stats, and good for her, she reached 1,000 listeners. Tamara asked her if she'd ever do a song with her, and she's like, "No." And she's like, "Well, why not?" She goes, "You can't sing."
That was good.
And then we see Katie's with her kids, and Emily's making ground beef in the kitchen with Shane and her sons. She's talking about how she doesn't want to go to New Orleans because she doesn't want to leave Luke because of what's going on with him. And, she has said since this came out that this is one of his triggers is her working when she's not around.
Right,
So, I don't know. I mean, I follow her on Instagram, and right now it says she's on a Royal Caribbean cruise with just the boys.
right. I
Shane's
think
not
it's
in
just them, right? Yeah.
Right, Shane's not in the picture, neither's Annabelle.
Annabelle, yeah.
So, I find it interesting. I mean, good for her. I mean, it seems to me like it's a paid post, though, because I'm seeing a lot of Royal Caribbean.
Yeah.
Again, good for her,
Whatever.
good for her, but maybe that's what she needs to focus on. If he needs her there, you know
I agree.
I
I
don't
mean,
know,
we've
though.
both been in positions where our kids, mental health had to come before anything else, and,
Yeah, yeah.
you know
So then we see Jenn and Ryan, they're at the gym, and Jenn is like, "This wedding gym routine is killing her."
Oh my
She's stressing
god.
about being wedding ready. I'm like, "You are wedding I mean, what else is there to do?"
There's not an ounce of body fat on that girl's body.
No, there
There's
really
not an
isn't.
ounce.
No, no, there really isn't. Then Jen wants to talk to Ryan about stepping in with the kids. And Ryan's like, "Listen, I'm supporting these kids. You were supposed to receive a lump sum settlement, and I've been paying everything, including the attorney." Like,
That's
yeah,
wild. He's paying for the attorney for her to fight her ex. I mean, my god.
yeah. I don't blame him. I don't blame him
I don't
for
blame him either.
Jen says she's not afraid of marrying Ryan. Like, she knows that, he's going to be there for her because obviously he's there for her now and for
Right,
kids.
right.
And then we're going to see it once he comes back up again. Shannon's at her house and Gina comes over and she asks, how she's doing. And she's like, she's good with being single, which I think is good. I think we discussed this. We think Shannon's good being single. She doesn't need to get involved with
No,
anybody just now.
no. Stay single for a while. You and Archie.
And then Gina brings up, can you believe Tamara showing the former fat photos of Jen? I'm like, again, no, it's really Gina that's perpetuating the word fat.
And I think I saw a clip where she actually said it on Watch What Happens Live.
She did. She
Yeah.
did. She's like, I just kind of like it. She's like, her and Travis are busy. We find out that they haven't seen Travis's son in 3 weeks. The mom stopped sending him to school because Travis and Gina moved back in together. So that's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. These
I think
custodies.
there's always 2 sides to every story, and then the truth is somewhere in the middle. But it's just a shame that you see Gina's posts with Mark's fiance or wife, her exes. I don't know if he's remarried or not, but they're either engaged or married. And
Matt, not
Gina
Mark,
and
Matt.
Matt,
Gina
okay, sorry. And they get along so well and they co-parent so well, and then they have this issue. It's very sad because really, as frustrating as it is for Gina and Travis and the ex and whoever she's with, it's the kids who suffer. So you're only hurting your kids, and they're never going to forget this.
Yeah,
They're
it's
never
true.
going to forget this, especially since it's on TV.
Yeah.
This woman probably hates the fact that this is on TV and playing out. But, again, 2 sides to every story, and the truth is somewhere in the middle. So Gina could say whatever she wants, but we're only hearing her side.
It's true. It's true. Then we see the ladies are packing to go to New Orleans, and Gina's like, it's not easy getting all these bitches on a nonstop first class to New Orleans from Orange County. So they had to split it in 2 flights because I'm sure there's not enough first class seats in one plane.
Because it's a short flight.
I don't think Orange County to New Orleans is a short flight, is it?
Well, I'm thinking Vegas. I'm
No, no, no,
sorry.
no. I
You're
don't
right.
think it's. Yeah, I mean, but the fact is, she's like, it's hard enough to even get Dubrow to fly commercial, let alone not in first
Well, where's her
class,
private jet? Why didn't she rent one and fly everybody out?
right? So the first group is Gina, Emily, Katie, and Gretchen. They're the ones
All
that fly.
appropriately dressed to fly.
Yes. And they are staying at the Four Seasons, and Emily and Gina are sharing a room. So they get there first, and the four ladies go out on the riverboat and trying to figure out the name of the Mississippi. I cannot believe that they did not know that they were on the Mississippi River.
It's a little
Seriously.
surprising that Emily didn't know.
Mm.
Although I was watching Tessa's flight back from LA last night and
Huh?
Eric said something about Memphis. And Joe goes, "Where's that?" I go, "Texas."
No, he
Eric's
did
like,
not.
"The two of you are really bad at geography. Joe, you didn't even know, and you said the wrong state, Kelly." I was like, "Oh, yeah, Elvis. Like, what am I thinking? Memphis, Tennessee."
That's so funny.
So I wouldn't have known we were on the Mississippi River either, quite honestly.
Yeah, I think I probably would have. I mean, um, Emily tells them that Shannon keeps saying to Jen, "You better not roll on me." Now, this I think is interesting.
I wish Jen didn't say that on camera,
No, Shannon keeps saying it to Jen.
but we didn't know about it. And who repeated it? Emily repeated it
Yes,
because she went riding with Jen because Jen said it to her on camera.
right.
Shannon never said it on camera.
No, not that we know of. Not that we
Right.
know
So
of.
now
Right.
not only has Katie, turned on Shannon,
Yeah.
now Jen, let that out. Like, don't do that. Not
Right.
on camera.
Right.
If it's not on camera, you could, deny it.
Right, exactly. Gretchen is saying that Tamra needs to take accountability and that she wants to move on. And everyone agrees. Everyone except for, Emily and Heather and Tamra, she doesn't take accountability. That's the problem with Tamra. She doesn't own anything. She just makes actually Emily even said it in her confessional. Is that she rationalizes. She gives you reasons why she did the wrong thing. Like that's not taking accountability.
No, absolutely not.
So then group 2 is Jen, Tamara, Shannon, and Heather. Once they land, Katie goes to Jen's room and Gina goes to Tamara's room, and Tamara's worried that things are going to go bad. I think,
They're
it all
gonna.
depends. Yeah. And you're the one who controls it, Tamara. Like you have control of how things are going to go, right? So they're all going to go to dinner together. They're going to dinner in this old mansion that's haunted. Thank God they were in a private room. That's the first thing I
God.
had to say when I saw that they had their own room there. I was like, "Thank God they are in a private room." They have turtle soup on the menu. Gina is gonna try it. Some of the women looked horrified that she would even, go
Eat a
near
little
turtle soup.
turtle.
Yeah. Emily tells Gretchen that she looks like the detective emoji. I mean, I don't know why she needed to say that, but I will say I did think the outfit was a little odd, that fedora for an inside dinner in New Orleans. Like, I don't know what that look was. Like,
Well, my question is, why is Gretchen always wearing a jacket off her shoulder?
okay, that's a good question.
Every scene in this episode, she was wearing
Over her shoulders, like just
yeah,
on her shoulder, not her arms in the sleeves,
right,
right?
right.
No arms in the sleeves.
Different jacket every scene, but same style nonetheless.
It's interesting because when I was watching it, taking notes, Bill happened to come in when Gretchen was, I don't know if she was on getting on wherever he saw the big hat bag that she had. And he's like, why does somebody need a big hat bag like that? And you could see there was all these hats in that bag. I guess she brought a hat for every day. I don't know, but it wasn't
Imagine how
much.
heavy her luggage was between the hats and the jackets.
Well, the hats were separate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Heather asked Gretchen if she has to travel away from Skylar often, and she said no. Heather says that's one of the things that she regrets is that she didn't leave her children and travel without them. I think that that's odd. I think that's an odd thing to
What
say.
does she mean? Like, for
I think
work? You weren't working. You're not
well,
a good actress, Heather. Nobody wants you.
I think what she was saying is, it's good for your kids to not have you around for them to rely on somebody other than you. I
No,
no, I don't
no.
know why she said that. I thought it was a weird
If you
thing
have
to
to
say.
travel for work, sure.
Right.
But just go off and leave your kids with someone else,
Yeah.
that's an odd thing to say.
I thought it was odd. Then she asks Jen, like, who's with all your kiddos? And Jen's like, well, they're home with Ryan. She's like, actually, it's Will's weekend, but she's like, Heather says, do Will and Ryan interact? And she's like, no, they don't interact, but they did today. And I guess Will was dropping off some kids, and Ryan walked up to him and said, "How can you do this? You like, pay your child support." Will said, "I'm doing the best I can. I can pay the kids' car insurance, and I'm on the loan for Harrison's school." Okay. Really?
Yeah.
I mean, the car insurance? And, Emily, as the attorney, this is what I don't understand. Like, why doesn't she, like, give her some advice or try and
Right.
help her, Because
Yeah.
she says it, if he's got to pay child support, he's got to pay child support. Like, if there's a
Yeah, I
court
mean, I
order,
mean, don't you get arrested if you don't pay child support? You do in New Jersey.
yeah, so
Doesn't a
maybe
warrant get issued for your arrest?
I guess only if she reports it, right?
Oh, probably.
And she probably doesn't want to report it because what is that going to do?
Right. Then he really can't work.
Right. I don't know. I don't know. So Jen, in her confessional, said Will is very controlling, and now he's going to punish me because of this. I
That's
can't.
what it sounds like personally. Like, oh,
Yeah,
well, you're in that man's big house with that man's big bank account. You guys can figure it out. That's what it sounds like to me. But I don't know the guy. And again, two sides to every story and the truth somewhere in the middle.
yeah. Katie says that she feels for Ryan, because kind of she went through. She said her and Matt, she said Matt confronted her ex-husband once. They were going through a custody issue, and my ex-husband said a lot of expletives to him and hung up on him. I was like, and she knows, like Katie of all of them, she know. I mean, actually, they all have issues with their exes with custody. So Katie has had issues, Tamara's had issues. I mean, Gina doesn't have issues with Matt now,
Not
but
anymore, but
right,
in the
right,
beginning, yeah.
right. So it seems like it's a common thing, right?
Yeah. So somebody commented on one of our posts about like Tamra not giving like Jen any grace like with her ex-husband. And I said, oh no, Tamra's the only one who can have like, an ex-husband who's an issue. Nobody
Right,
else can. Like
right,
obviously this guy's an issue if he's not paying her. He's
right.
obviously, still bent over the fact that she left him for another guy or whatever the hell. But again, if he were paying attention to her and giving her what she was expressing to him that she needed, because I think she has said this in the past, right?
Yes, yes,
And he didn't. I mean,
right.
it's not rocket science. Your partner shares something with you, you do the best you can to make it happen,
Yeah.
unless it crosses a line.
Well, yeah. So then Gina's like, it's so difficult to be the person who has to sit back and does nothing. And then we find out that Travis's ex-wife was contacting her child.
Yeah, that
That's weird. And her ex-husband. Like, that's weird.
well, I didn't hear that part. She was
Yeah.
trying to contact the
Contacting my
ex-husband
child
too?
and her ex-husband. Yeah. Gina said, I haven't seen my stepson. And that's when she tells them all, and they're like, that's outrageous. Emily said, he should be in front of the judge immediately. Okay, Emily, Gina's your BFF. Why aren't you there helping
Right,
her? You know?
right.
Gina's like, yeah, I know. And then all of a sudden the espresso martini spills down. I don't know how that happened. Like, was it the ghost? Was it Pierre?
I think it was Pierre, and I thought it was amazing of all
Yeah.
the people that could have the espresso martini spilled on them. Heather
Heather.
was
Yep.
prime for it.
Yep. So then the dinner comes out, and Gina says that her turtle soup is delicious. She said it kind of tastes like clams, which I can kind of see, right?
Mhm, mhm.
Shannon says she has a missed call from Adam from Love Hotel. Jen asked Shannon, like, what does her ideal man look like if you could create them on a vision board? And Shannon said, number one is a kind heart. And then Heather jumped in and said, would you date a short guy?
Yeah,
First of all, like, where did that come from?
I don't know, but Emily's response, she was like, "Whoa."
She's like, come on. She's like, I feel like this was personal.
That was so funny.
And then we find out that Terry wears lifts. I didn't know Terry wore lifts, right?
How funny was that?
I know. And when it's one thing when she said it to Emily, she's like, oh, yeah, Terry wears lifts. But then when she goes on in her confessional to say the whole thing about, yeah, lifts are from China. And sadly, these shoes are not only going to be high, but they're also going to be high priced because of the taxes, because the lifts are coming from China and the taxes. I was like, oh my, I guess,
They're
yeah,
always talking about what things cost. Heather and Terry did not get the memo that wealth whispers. The DeBros need to get the memo. Wealth whispers. The
yep.
more you talk about money, the more I'm starting to believe By the way, I looked up net worths. LeBron, $1 billion.
Oh, I looked him up too.
Drake, 250 million, which quite honestly sounds low to me. DeBrose, 50.
Yeah,
Nothing to sneeze at,
No,
but
no. No,
they're
nothing to
way
sneeze at.
out of your class, pal. You had no business buying that house in between those properties. And P.S. Wealth whispers.
There you go. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Heather says to Shannon, you have a bevy of men around you. Shannon said, well, they enjoy spending time with me, but they don't want to be intimate with me. I thought she chose that she didn't want to be intimate with them.
I did too. I was kind of surprised that she said that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a mutual thing.
Then I was surprised with the next question that came from Heather. Well, what is your favorite position? From Heather. Like, why is Heather asking, what is your favorite? Seriously, I almost fell over.
I know. It was startling.
Yeah.
That she asked that question.
And Emily said from behind so she can watch TV.
I mean, she's the second housewife. Melissa Gorga has said that in the past. Or it came up about them that she'll be scrolling on Instagram or something. Could you imagine?
No, I really cannot. I cannot.
Neither.
And then in her confessional, she said she watches a lot of different TV. Like she likes My 600-Pound Life and she can have some snacks at the same time. What? Oh my God, Emily.
It does strike me that, and I think we could probably say this for both Emily and Shane and the Gorgas, it does seem like they are intimate with each other a lot.
Yeah, I think
lot.
so. No, I think so.
So maybe when it's that frequent,
you like to mix it up.
Yeah, like, all right, whatever.
Okay.
Where as opposed to when it's not as frequently, you just, you try to, make it special. I don't know.
Yeah. So then Shannon says, okay, now you answer the question, Debro. And Heather said, this is not going to come as a surprise to anybody. And Gina yells, she's on top because she always has to be in control. And Heather's like, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
No surprise. Tamra said she wants to see videos. I was like, and then we find out that Heather's never made a sex video ever. I've never made a sex video ever either. I mean, is that something? Is this something people are doing? I don't know.
I mean, I guess some people are doing it. These people are not doing
grown women, like grown women are making sex videos. I mean, these are grown women.
I mean, listen, if your husband asks you and that's something he wants to do, this is something you need to consider. Same thing goes both ways if this is what he's into.
That's true. Well, I did tell you that. Did I tell you this? Maybe not. So I was listening to, speaking of sex, I was listening to Kathy Hilton on Call Her Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
And it came out that Kathy Hilton has, I don't know if it's a sex video or sexy pictures, whatever it is, she has them for Rick, right? But they're in the vault in the bank. They're not in the house. They're in the bank, in the safe deposit box.
Maybe he has to bring her there and give her like a lump sum in order to be able to see them. Now, I believe this about Kathy Hilton because they have been married a very long time. We have never, knock on wood, we have never heard anything about him straying or her straying.
Right.
I really do believe that they have a very happy marriage. So I believe that 100%. I'm sure there's a video.
No, well,
and pictures.
Yeah, when she said that on Call Her Daddy, I was like, what? Kathy Hilton.
Yeah, I believe it. She's doing something to keep him happy.
Yes,
we don't hear a peep about him.
I know. I totally agree. agree. So then, well, let's see. Shannon said, record what she did. Okay, Heather said, Tamra, it's your turn. Tamra said, on the side. Okay. She says on the side, and then she's like, I'm going to show you. And she goes over and lays on the floor in the restaurant with Emily. Yeah. Again, thank God they were in a private room. Thank God. Meanwhile, the poor waiter, Joe, is just standing there looking at them. And they're like, sorry, Joe. I don't know.
Yeah, Joe got more than he bargained for that night. I hope they tipped him well.
I do, too. And then Jen says, mine doesn't work. And Gina said, your vagina's broken? She said, yeah. Tamra yells, the hole's closed up. Tamra being obnoxious. Jen said, well, I had a surgery and, right now only the tip can go in. So we find out she had pelvic floor surgery.
She's kind of young for that, isn't she?
Well,
she had all those kids.
Yes, that's what it is.
She had all those kids.
That's what it is.
Man,
and she's
Ryan's
so tiny.
A fucking saint.
And
People better stop coming for Ryan.
I know.
He's paying all her bills. He's raising her kids, and he's not even banging her right now.
Only can get the tip in. That's it.
Dear Lord.
Right. Yeah.
Ryan might be the number one guy in the group now. I don't know.
I know.
Wow. I was gonna say, I don't think there's any number 1 guy in this group, but I really do like Shane.
No, I like Shane too. I do like
Yeah.
Shane a lot. I like Shane.
But Ryan's coming in a close second now.
Well, Gina said, "Ryan's a fucking saint." That's exactly
Yeah,
what those
for
were her exact
sure,
words. Yeah.
for sure.
And then Gina ends the dinner with, she's happy that they're all there. And then we see 24 hours later, which we're going to see next week, we see that they're fighting. And Tamra says to Gretchen, "It's none of your business." Gina says to Tamra, "You're being rude and you're sloshed."
Good for Gina.
Tamra gets up and says, "I'm out." Gina says, "Tamra just texted me. She quit." So
I
I
remember her posting that too,
I do too. No, I do
but
too.
unfortunately, it was short-lived and she came back.
It was short-lived. And then we have Watch What Happens Live. Gina was on with Julia Garner from
Ozark.
Ozark. She was Ruth. The number one question for Gina was, how come you and Emily talking about Gretchen's looks is okay when you two take offense to it when it happens to you? Isn't that a double standard? Gina said, well, there's two parts to this. First of all, I think I take it pretty well. Like, I make fun of myself as well, which I do agree. Gina does make fun of herself.
Listen, she went season after season when she first came on this show, and people were horrible to her about what she was wearing, her hair, her makeup. Gina can take it.
Yeah, no, she can. She said, and listen, I said she looks good. And Andy's like, yeah, I think she looks like she's, what did Andy say? She said, I said she
Dipped in
looks good.
formaldehyde.
She said, no, well preserved. She looks like she did 20 years ago. It was a compliment. I agree it was a compliment. I mean, I agree. It wasn't that, she does look good. No one is saying that she doesn't look good. So if you were asked, Gina, why are you upset with Katie telling a blogger information about Emily's nanny, but you're not upset with Emily for bringing up the custody situation that she researched that was never even on the show? Gina said, I did tell Emily at the table that she should apologize for digging into her past. Gina said, I think you'd be surprised to know that Emily did not do the research. She was told about it just before the reunion. And then Annie's like, well, who did the research? And she's like, it was DeBro. And I love
I
her.
said it last week. Heather sat there and acted like I knew nothing. I knew nothing. She
Right.
knew it all.
She's like, and I love her, but she's the one who told Emily about it. And then on social media, the day after, Heather's response on Instagram is, let's set the record straight. First of all, I do not research anyone. That is not my MO. I do not have time or interest to try to dig something up on other people. For the reunion last year, there was a lot of stories in the media circling about Katie, and some of us were sending them to each other because it was overwhelming and crazy. I did, in fact, send the article about Katie's custody to Emily. I did nothing more than that, and I would never have brought this up at the reunion. I actually went up to Katie during the commercial break and said to her, this must have been a very difficult time for you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to go through that. I never would have brought this up. Kids and careers are off limits. Not really sure why Gina chose to include me in her response on the show or make it sound salacious, but it was not. Okay.
I'm going
Okay,
to make a
Miss DeBro.
prediction right now. If
Okay.
there's any evidence that Heather Dubrow is lying, Heather's leaving the show next season.
Okay. But what
I'm
evidence would there
telling you
be?
right now, if somebody says, I can prove that Heather researched this and provided it to the rest of the cast, and I can show you, Heather will be graciously bowing out of next season. She will not allow herself to look anything less than perfect. And she is so far from perfect.
Yeah.
Your big scene on, what was the Al Bundy show? Married with Children?
Yeah. So I thought that was very interesting. As soon as she said it, I was like, oh boy, this is not going to go well.
Right.
Didn't expect her to clap back so quickly, but that's what she does, right?
I'm so happy Gina did that though. And that next week she's going to be calling Tamra out for her poor behavior. Somebody has to do it. Nobody else is doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. So then Andy asks if things have improved at all with Travis's ex. And she's like, no, unfortunately, we just had a family vacation and not all of our children could come because they weren't allowed to come.
Oh, that's such a
That's
shame.
heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking. Gina said, it's very hard to navigate. I'm doing my best to stay in the light and do what's best for my kids. Because, I can imagine their kids are close. They're close in age.
They're like
and they're
real
close.
brothers and sisters.
Right. So you go on a family vacation and they're not all there.
Right. That's terrible.
And I wonder, like, is it just the one that she's holding back? Or is it all of his kids? Like, I don't know either.
Gina's got 3 and
And
he's
he
got
has
3,
3,
right?
Yeah, no,
Wow.
it's 3 and 3. I mean, they go to the same school. They're very close.
Yeah. Yeah. That's such a shame.
I also read
Again, you're
that
only
house.
hurting the kids.
Yeah, That house that she's living in right now is $8,000 a month to rent.
I thought they bought it, no?
I thought so too, but then I read that it's a rental.
Jeez Louise, California's expensive.
It's like I think it was like 1.2 million, $8,000 a month. But listen, I mean, they're probably splitting it, right? That's
Yeah,
4,000 each. She's
yeah.
working. She's on the show. She's been on the show for how many seasons now? I don't even know how many she's been on, but she's been
They've
on for
been on
quite
a
a while.
long time, her and Emily.
Emily, yeah, they have been. They really have. So she's got to be making decent bank.
Yeah, yeah.
And I
Yeah,
mean, they
they've been on a
started their
long
own.
time.
They started their own real estate team, so real estate's going
Yeah,
well for them. So good for them.
absolutely, absolutely. I'm happy for them.
Yeah. So that's all I have for OC. I'm, looking forward to see what happens next.
I'm looking forward to next week when Gina calls Tamra out.
Yeah, me too.
I'm looking forward to seeing what the lead up is, because if it's because she drank too much, Tamra, it's just interesting because she had that season where she drank too much, and was it last season when she kept coming after Shannon, or was it she had that one season where she said she drank too much, and so
It was her first season back.
I think it was her first season back. Yeah.
It was her first season back. So I don't know what's going on, but Katie is not talking to Jen or Gretchen. So I guess Jen and Gretchen put out some social media post that was taken down.
Yeah.
Yes, with some kind of
It was a
like
bag. It was a boxing bag hanging down, and Gretchen made like a karate, like hi-ya, like
yeah. And I don't know exactly what it said, but there was some kind of like karate music in the background too. And Katie felt that it was, like I guess xenophobic, like against her being Asian, anti-Asian,
right, right.
right? I don't know because I thought that Katie and Jen were close.
Well, the thing is that without Jen and Gretchen, really, who does Katie have in her
Yeah.
corner?
Yeah. I don't know.
Nobody.
I don't know. And I don't know why they put that post out. Like, because it was after they were done filming that post came
It was
out.
just recent. Yeah, I don't know, and I don't know what the context of the post was either. Clearly, I don't have an opinion either way. I'm not in a position to have any opinion about it.
Right.
But I don't know what the context was,
I don't either. So maybe
but whatever it was, it hurt Katie, so which is a shame because they were kind of all she had as
yeah.
allies.
Yeah. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, we're only on season 5, so whatever that was, I'm sure it will be brought up at the reunion, right?
Yes. Yeah, because
Well,
they haven't filmed that yet. I wonder who's gonna get first seat in that one.
it's going to be Tamra. You know
I
it's
think
going to be
she weren't,
Tamra.
though.
You know it's going to be Tamra. We'll have to wait and see how this trip goes, though. I mean, she leaves, she comes back. I thought, I thought that there was a drink throwing situation with Slade. I thought that's why she
Oh,
left, but
yeah.
but it doesn't seem like that because Slade's not on this trip, and that's when she quits.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That probably happens later in the season, though.
Anything's possible with Tamara. Anything's possible.
Yeah.
All right. So until next time, thank you for watching and listening. Please subscribe, give us 5-star reviews. Bye.
Bye.